difference between bank lines. There is braided bank line and there is twisted bank line, and there's a big difference. Braided bank line means that they took the 3 strands, just like you would braid hair, and they're braiding it, all 3 strands in between each other. Now, why is that important? Well, you'll notice that the cut end of this does not fray. I mean, I could sit here and play with this all day long and try and get the end to fray apart, and it's not going to do it because it's braided. Now, this is my preferred type of bank line, is braided. However, twisted has its place as well. Okay guys, let's go into detail on the bank line. When you buy bank line, you need to know what you're purchasing, and there are 2 different types of bank line and how they're manufactured. My favorite bank line is the Catahoula Manufacturing Company, and they're right in Jonesville, Louisiana. I actually just spoke to them a little while ago just to brush up on my knowledge of bank line and to make sure that everything that I have found out over the years about bank line is true. And she said, yes, you're absolutely right. And in fact, she said the owner would be interested in talking to me a little more in detail. So he's going to contact me next week. And so if I have any new information on the bank line, I will let you know. But I buy this on Amazon, and the blue label is about $8.99 a roll for 117 feet. Then the red label is $9.99 a roll for number 36, and it's 138 feet roll. Now the differences between the 2 is the blue label is twisted. So they take 3 strands, twist it together, dunk it in a vat of tar, and that's how the tar is applied. The red label is braided. So it's braided just like you would someone's hair, same process with the tar. They dunk it in a vat of tar. And so you can tell that the difference here is that the twisted comes apart very easily, whereas the braided is very hard to take apart. So as far as, okay, well, Jeff, how do you use these? Why the difference? The twisted has a lot more uses. It's more multi-purpose use. Because I can pull the strands apart, I can use this to sew the strap back on my backpack, or if I blow out my pants, I can thread a single strand of this through a sail needle, and I can use that to sew with. I can also make fishing line out of it. You can use it to make traps with, and so it's a little more versatile. But I will tell you that when you're using this for making knot, like let's say you're making a shelter and this stuff starts to fray apart on you and you're trying to do knots with it, it can be kind of cumbersome with the twisted. Whereas the braided, you cut that, it stays together. It's a lot easier when you're applying knots to it and really trying to cinch things down with it. So there you go, guys. That's the difference between bank lines. That's very important that you know the difference between braided and twisted and what the purposes are. So hopefully that helps you out, and you're not out here with braided and you bust your zipper and you want to sew something together. You'll never get this apart. But if you have twisted, it will work really well with a needle and thread application. This is Jeff with the Common Sense Camper, camping out.